You couldn't believe that something like that was happening in Virginia.
Push the boundaries of art on the Iron Range with Nancy Miller.
There's not just one story. There's not one identity or gender. And there's no black and white.
Blood Memoirs at the Tweed Museum of Art, and a front row seat for a band called Truman. These artists and more on this edition of The Playlist.
Funding for The Playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
A band called Truman brings experience and horns to the playlist, so please welcome them to the show.
From someone I like, and although I never told her why, and I look across the hall and try to far away, too young and shy. 'Cause if your heart's been broken even one time, when the right one's the wrong and the worlds collide, if you back it up, roll close and tight, you can have a box of feelings with it just like mine. Shelves, you can take them down if you need some help, 'cause it's cold outside, even though the sun is up and I don't wave goodbye. Just sit, 'cause these boxes are what I thought was right, and I could tell you if you could hold on tight, and if they feel out, well, I just might not make the time to put them back just right. 'Cause if your heart's been broken even one time, when the right one's the Thank you very much.
We're here at the corner of Lake Avenue and Superior Street, the busiest intersection in Duluth, Minnesota. It's a beautiful entrance into the Canal Park area here and to the downtown area, which is really becoming quite an arts district. My name is Ed Newman, and this came to mind partly because it was symbolic in my life. We came to Duluth in the late 80s, and so like Duluth was kind of downtrodden still, and but there were people who had a vision for the future of Duluth, and this was part of that vision, is the art that we see all around Duluth. This was installed in 1989. It's really part of the renovation of the city. Well, first of all, it's large enough in scale to actually catch your attention when you're here. It's also, everybody likes running water, and it's symbolic of the lake. If you put quality in the heart of your city, it'll stand the test of time. So I think you see people here, they're enjoying it. You know, nobody asked them to sit there, but it's a beautiful place to be.
We're in the studio with Nancy Miller. She's an artist and an arts advocate from the Virginia area and is here to share your perspective on arts. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Karen.
You have done all kinds of things in the Virginia area, in Eveleth,
Yes.
private commissions and public art. Give me a sense of the landscape today, the atmosphere for an artist doing work.
Well, if we're talking about the Iron Range, there are a lot of people probably who are doing work that's, that I'm not seeing, but I would like to see. I would like to see more young people coming out and doing work and getting involved in the process of putting on shows and organizing and things like that. That would be really wonderful. And it would be very welcome, and I think I would have killed for that experience when I was younger, had I known what it was.
One of the projects that we got to see the beginning of is the Alcott Park, the greenhouse sign that you
Yes.
worked on. Would that have happened, 10 years ago? Would they have sought out a local artist to do? Nancy does awesome mosaics.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess the landscape is changing because I don't know that it would have been as open for that. But I think that once people start to see work like that, they get used to it and then they start to want it. So I've been blessed with many opportunities to do projects like that. So.
You've also done some work, or some collaborative work, with the Lyric Center for the Arts, and you have a few projects in the works.
Yes.
Tell me what's going on.
This year, I will be trying to put together a street art show, and this would be the second street art show. I've already been contacted by some international artists and would like to definitely involve the local level as well, and would like people to contact me. Shout out to the Lyric Center for the Arts.
So what does it mean to a community the size of Virginia to have an exposure to something that is literally an international trend?
It is a very urban feel, and where I live is pretty rural, so I would say that it's exciting for young people who want to see that in their own community, but don't think that it would ever happen. And that was one of the comments that I got from one of the people, was he couldn't believe that something like that was happening in Virginia. So that was an exciting compliment for me at being the organizer for the show. So.
And as a working artist, I think people do look up to you as far as how can I make a living? How can I let people know that I have this interest and I have this talent and I can do it? What kind of advice do you give to young people who are interested in the arts?
You really have to persevere and work through it. There are several books written on the business aspect of art that are helpful, and then just start networking and reaching out to other artists and finding out. And some people are friendly and they'll help you find a path. And just don't give up and expect to work harder than you've ever worked in your whole life. But if it's for something you really love doing, then it's worth it. And expect to meet some really neat people too. So
I think I got to meet you in the process of developing this beautiful rose for the Beth Metza beautiful flower garden.
Yes.
You could have given up on that in a few points. And what's it like to look at it now all done?
I think it's fantastic. The response that I have had working on it was almost 100% positive, which was really surprising to me.
That's cool. And what's it like to have your work out in the world?
Well, it's exciting. It's exciting. I never, as a child, would have imagined that this is what would be happening.
It's pretty exciting. And thank you.
Yeah,
for
thank
sharing
you.
for sharing your vision and your art.
Thank
really
you
appreciate
so much.
It. You bet. Good luck on all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Every artist, every work of art in here has its own story. This is Naomi Bebo, and in terms of portraits and self-portraits of community, self and community, she's actually first and foremost a lawyer. My name is Amber-Dawn Bear Robe, and I'm Siksika from Siksika Nation, which is a reserve in Calgary, Alberta. And I was invited to be the guest curator of this exhibition, Blood Memoirs. The exhibition was always intended to be based on the Tweed Museum collections, and that really is the foundation of where this show started from. I wanted to look at the individuality of different artists, but I also wanted to focus on my perspective of being Native North American, the stereotypical portrait of what it is to be Native, Native American, Indian, and that was where I kind of started from. So if you see here, this is Frank Big Bear, and this is a portrait of his daughter. And then there's also a portrait here that he did of himself. And this is Frank Big Bear's son, Star Wallowing Bull, who is also, you can see the influence that he has from his father. When you really look at it, it's actually not a very picturesque image, but the image itself is absolutely beautiful and visually stimulating and appealing, which is what I really enjoy about these portraits, and what you see about a lot of the portraits in this show is that there's still an aesthetic beauty to them, but there's a much deeper story when you look behind them. These pieces, I think, are brilliant. They're very small and simple, but they really speak to a lot. The skull-like forms, or heads, they're actually mixed with his own blood. Then you can see on the bottom it says for reservations call. Fritz Scholder is definitely playing with that element of blood quantum, and reserves and reservations, and the government and politics and all that. Well, in Kent Monkman, I knew from the beginning I wanted to include him into this exhibition. Obviously, he's dealing with sexuality, he's dealing with the notions of gender and what that means, but also he's looking at this from a Native perspective. The concept and the idea of two-spirited or gay, bisexual has a much different meaning to different cultures. A lot of the artists in this show you'll see when they portray themselves in a different character that hides maybe their physical features, but it speaks to a different element of who they are as an artist and an individual.
One of the pieces that Amber-Dawn selected was a picture of Bill Shipley that I'd taken. And Bill has been a long-term mentor. He's kind of guided me in my museum ethics and art ethics. And it's been kind of fun to not only see an image of him that I've taken, but also then involved with, Louis Bourgeois, Van Skeller photographs, etc. And it's an interesting context and, well, obviously very flattering.
To me, the sunglasses, they can become a way of kind of protecting yourself from the audience, but I also see it as a good opportunity for the viewer to see themselves in the works. there's not just one story. There's not one overarching theme. There's not one identity or gender. And there's no black and white. You have the surface level, which can be enjoyable, but then many layers beyond that, which can be explored if one wants to go there.
The song's called Los Angeles, and I've never been there. LA could be alright, or if you were by my side, we could go and leave tonight. Maybe we could catch a ride, and I will pay for the fare. Maybe then you could pay attention, 'cause we're not getting anywhere. We'll move with no direction. So when do you think you'll be ready to leave? Wife's taking all that I can carry, put it here beside me. LA could be the place where our dreams will survive. We've lived this long, barely feeling alive. I can't hardly hold two jobs. Oh, when you won't hold down one, I take my chances in the sun and leave tonight. So when do you think you'll be coming out? I finally got my plans, won't figure it out. Oh, LA could be the key for you and me. LA could be the place where our dreams will survive, and LA could be the only place for me to try. So when do you think you'll be coming out? And I finally got my plans, now figured out. Oh, LA could be the key for you and me. LA could be the key for you and me.
Well, we're here with a band called Truman. Leon is here to fill us in on the band. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, okay. How does this band all fit together?
Very tightly. You know, we don't usually have places to move. We have a practice space where we all are elbows together and we go deaf because the horns are very loud. And it's hilarious. We've played some places where Tom and I have to hold our guitars like this so we don't hit each other. But
We actually set the table specially for you guys tonight.
well, thank you very much. Yeah, we didn't bump into each other at all. Plenty of room to move.
You have a diversity of instruments. So what does the keyboard add? What do you got for drums? Tell me about this Horns Aplenty.
This band started out with two guitars, bass, and drums. Our bass player went back to graduate school, so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to add 5 new people who've never been in a rock band into this and see what happens. So we grabbed them. We play music together at Peace Church one Sunday a month. We put together kind of a funk band for that. And so I asked them if they wanted to play in this kind of deal.
So you are the songwriter?
Yes.
Yes. And how, do you do this in a secretive castle somewhere? What is your tradition? How do you?
Dining room table. We have a little office I write stuff in. We have a studio that we built outside of our house on the second floor of our garage. can go up there. Usually they pop out while I'm driving, and I have a little recording thing on my phone, so I go, la, 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 and then I listen to it later, and sometimes that becomes a song.
Does the words come first, the melody come first? How does?
I have no idea. They just pop out. Just blah, there's a song. And it takes me about 5 minutes to write a song.
And then how does it develop into?
Well, then I bring it to the band and they make it good. Well, seriously, I come with an acoustic guitar and here's my stuff, and then Tom Wokowski and Jim, they arrange it, and the horns throw in their part, and our drummer Kelly is always coming up with great stuff.
And I'm supposed to ask you about your musical training and how your composition notebook looks.
I don't know how to read music. I'm the only one in the band who can't read music, and I write all the music.
So
Which is why it's some pretty simplistic songs, I guess.
So what's the conversation like when you're saying, okay, here's what it sounds like, make it up, or?
I sit on a piano and I find the notes on my guitar, or I'll play it and I go la la la, and then la la la. Then I write down those piano notes that I think, because I know where C is, so then I can walk myself up and go A, and then I give it to Jim. He laughs at me, and then he has a meeting with the horns, and it comes out really cool.
I didn't know that you guys were a dance band.
We
I
didn't
mean,
either.
Truly, I mean, what fun.
Thank you.
What fun. Yeah, so the hardest part has got to be getting everybody together.
That's challenging. I don't know. It's we've all kind of set it into our routine. You know, this is just for fun. This isn't anything other than we get to hang out once a week and play music, and then periodically go play to other people.
Do you get the energy from people, or?
We're kind of energetic as it is. I'm kind of energetic, I guess. Yeah. So I don't need any people. I'll still jump around by myself.
Well, thank you for sharing your energy with us tonight.
Hey, you bet. Thank you for
Fantastic to
having
have
us.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Said that I would rather not take any more advice from you. Would rather keep just what I got. She said, if you're gonna go when you go, don't make room for me to come along. Well, I could think about you once or twice, but I won't ever be that strong. Cause I still think of you in the middle of the night. Know that if you're gonna leave, well then that's alright. So many times the curtains fell, so many times we tried going back the quiet way where no one else can hide. She said, if you're gonna go when you go, I just leave and a bid farewell. Cause it's not the first time, the end of the line is even more than I can tell. Cause I still think of you in the middle of the night. Know that if you're gonna leave, then that's alright. Now would you please come over? And I said that I would rather not take any more advice from you. I'd rather keep what I got. She said, if you're gonna go, when you go, don't make room for me to come along. See, 'cause I can think about you once or twice, but I will never be that strong. 'Cause I still think of you in the middle of the night. Know that if you're gonna leave, then that's alright. 'Cause I still think of you in the middle of the night. Know that if you're gonna leave, then that's alright. Thank you very much. We're band culture. You're a great audience. Everyone do a victory lap.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and by viewers like you.